All right, guys. Welcome back to the Malapert Smark podcast. We talking wrestling today. Hopefully, we got something good to talk about. All right, Vlad, the wrestling expert, is here. The mainstay, the future Hall of Famer of the Malapert Smark podcast. Welcome back, Vlad. Thank you for being here.
I gotta keep my nose clean. Remember that. Okay. There's no guarantee. There's no guarantee.
Any controversies whatsoever, we will disqualify you. Okay,
Yeah.
because our audience has standards. Sometimes if one of our guys has something in his personal life that makes them, think ill of you and they might not want to listen to the show, that's real bad, okay? So you're not going to get into the Hall of Fame. Plus, I'm going to go back and edit all the tapes and cut out everything you say and every reference to you.
Jeez, Chris, I mean, I'm not planning to murder anybody. I'm not Chris Benoit. I'm not planning to kill anyone,
Well, it doesn't matter. You got to keep yourself 100% clean to be a Malapert Smart panelist here. So another guy who's perfectly got his nose clean. You could go deep into his closet. You won't find anything, bro. Just
Nothing.
clothes.
Just stay away from my closet, but okay.
Robert the Frozen Asian is here. Thank you for being here.
Thank you.
This is an exciting time. It's an exciting time. So I texted you guys on Thursday. Right, I said something might be cooking, right? I heard something like, WWE might actually try to do something good now. I heard some big news. There were some rumblings. They wanted to ensure everybody knew that The Rock was going to be at Smackdown, right? So it was not like AEW where they just show up and do things. They're like, no, they put it all over Twitter and everything. The Rock's going to be here, the final boss. The final boss. So let's jump right into our first topic today. Let me pull up my Malapert Smark episode 149 official blog post. All right, I'll put a link to this in the description in case anyone feels like following along or something. But this is where we got our topics for the day. We're going to do a lot of retro stuff today. We're doing 1996 WWF Mind Games. I'm going to sprinkle that in with all our topics. But our first topic has to be The Rock's return. The final boss is back. So for our complete Smackdown review, once again, I'll remind you, I'll put a link in the description, all the storylines, but we're just going to cover this one storyline for our podcast today. But we already went through every single storyline. If anyone is interested in everything, you can check it out on our blog. I'll put a link in the description. But let's stick with The Rock. All right. So I told you guys, all right, something's going to happen. It looks like, they're going to try to do something good here. And you guys are like, what? What's going to happen? I'm like, I don't know, but something's going to happen. Because with all this stuff about, it's been a bad WrestleMania build. It's been mid. It's not been as good as last year and all that. So this is what they came up with. All right. So let's jump to SmackDown. This is February 21st, a couple nights ago now. We're recording this on a Sunday, by the way. Sunday the 23rd of February. But Cody shows up to the arena. He was supposed to have a six-man tag that was worthless that I'm sure they would have gone through with. I'm sure that was their original plan, to have that match with Cody in it. And all this says to Cody, you're pulled, right? You're not going to be in that match. And Cody's like, what the hell's going on, And all this tells him this is the final boss is here. I can't do anything about it. You're going to have to talk to the final boss. And this is later on in the show. But The Rock did come out, and very strange promo. All right, I'm not going to go through it word for word, but just vaguely from what I remember, he introduced WrestleMania 41 or 42 next year's 2026's as being in New Orleans, because New Orleans has had WrestleMania before, so they'll do fine. I'm sure it'll be great. But he calls Cody out. Oh, before he did that, I forgot to mention, didn't he start to turn heel all of a sudden? Like before?
He was going through the weirdest thing. He was a face and a heel in the same promo. It was one of the strangest promos I've seen him give, maybe ever. I don't know what the hell was going on here, but yes, he was a heel, he was a face. He was like, we're going to have WrestleMania next year. By the way, all of you STD written or whatever, I'm like, what the hell? All in the same promo. Like, what the hell is happening here? He was all over the place, man. He was all over the map. It was incredible as just insanity of it all. But yes, he was.
It seemed like he turned face. He's been hugging Cody. Cody and him have been kissing and everything. And then suddenly he drops the STD-ridden whatever folks of New Orleans.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, what the hell's going on? I'm like, okay. But out comes Cody. Rock is like, yeah, I didn't come to just introduce the WrestleMania thing. I gotta talk to Cody. So Cody comes out. You see, gives him a big kiss on the cheek.
Yeah.
Like what? Like their family. 1 year ago, he was whipping him and rubbing his blood all over his chest and
That's right.
calling out Mama Rhodes. But okay.
Mama Rhodes.
Mama Rhodes. He even talked about how their mothers hang out now. The Rock's mother and Cody's mother. So yeah, water under the bridge. All right, they're all good now. They're all friends. Okay, the Rock's a good friend to have. You need friends in high places and such. So, but this is where the Rock lays it on him. So suddenly the Rock comes out with it. What does he want? He wants him to be his champion. I want you to be my champion. I've always wanted a little brother. Right? Am I remembering this correctly? I didn't write anything down.
Yes. This is exactly the second thing. You're not messing. You're not getting anything wrong so far. So far, exactly what you were saying.
And then he told Cody, like, yeah, I could bring you up. I could bring you. You're already up here, but I could make you like the biggest megastar in the world, right? I'm going to make you king of the world. You're going to have all the money in the world. You're going to be in all the movies, and your wife would want this, right? Come on, think of your family. Right. So, and then Cody's like, what the fuck? This was laying on him pretty quick, a big. But then he mistakenly thought that in return the Rock would want this, right? The World Heavyweight, or the WWE title, excuse me, not the World Heavyweight title, but the WWE title. And The Rock's like, no, I don't want this. I want this. I want you. I want your soul, which anybody listening possibly on a podcast platform and doesn't see us on YouTube, Robert has a background. What is it? Where is that from, Robert? It says your soul is mine.
Mortal Kombat.
The Mortal Kombat movie?
Yeah.
That was Shang Tsung telling that to Liu Kang in a dream.
Oh, a dream. Yeah.
Well, okay, so The Rock wants Cody's soul, and then he gives him a weird caress on the face. I'm sorry.
Yes. I mean, it was all very weird, honestly. But you're not wrong.
I mean, it's good stuff. It's good stuff. What do you want me to say? He said, I don't want your answer now. Okay, so I summarized the whole thing. I don't usually summarize in our reviews.
He doesn't want it now. He wanted an elimination chamber.
Yes, he wants it so they're going to have a big meeting at Elimination Chamber. It's a segment that's already scheduled.
Yes.
But anyways, so ratings. I don't usually. I'm trying to shy away from actually showing a lot of the summaries nowadays and just jump straight to the ratings. But this one, I think we had to at least see some of these pictures because this was pretty crazy. Oh, by the way, at the end, I forgot to mention The Rock finally took off his glasses, his sunglasses, and then looked at Cody, as himself. Let me take off the TV. All right, so this is back to our blog. Our blog post has our reviews already, so everyone sent this in this morning. Vlad, Robert, and myself, that is. So let me see. I gave this 6 points. I gave it a fire and a thumbs up on our Malapert Smark review system. If anyone doesn't know our review system, I think I got it right here. There it is. But I've combined a fire and a thumbs up to give it 6 points. Vlad and Robert are a thumbs up, so they give it 1 point, which is a very good rating. I'm being ridiculous here, but I thought this was extremely good, and I really liked it a lot. And I think there's a lot of places they could go from here. And but let me get thoughts first from you guys. So I'll start with Vlad. So you gave it only a thumbs up. So give us a review of this segment, please.
Well, I mean, the premise is very solid. Like, The Rock kind of wants Cody to be his corporate champion, is what he's kind of saying. In a very long-winded, chaotic, crazy promo. It was like the most maddening Like, I'm like, get to the point of the promo. What the hell is going on here, dude? Why are you talking so much about nothing? Just get to the point. Let's get to the point of the promo. Why did you call him out here? What do you want from him? Let's just get to it. But he did finally do that, but boy, oh boy, did he talk in circles for so long on this thing. I mean, the premise of the idea I like. That's why I gave it a thumbs up. But Jesus Christ, this promo was a fucking disaster for me personally. Like, I just
The
like
Rock
hate
always talks along.
no, not like this. His last two promos have been very weird. The one on NXT where he had no idea what he was going to say or what he was going to do. Like, what the hell is that, dude? What are you talking about? Then why are you there? Okay, and then this was weird too. Like, what? Just he came in as the whole thing where he was like a face clearly because he was like, and then he just went heel and face all in the same like promo. He was going back and forth, back and forth. I'm like, dude, what are you? Who are you? I don't even get it. What's happening here with this character? It was wild. It was wild. The promo itself was wild. It was one of the most wildest promos I've ever seen. But as just like a storyline, I liked it because I like the possibility of like Cody having to like then maybe fight off like The Rock and and like kind of like the whole Vince and Austin thing, right? Kind of like I think maybe that's what they're building towards. I mean, I don't know. I'm just guessing, but that's where it seems like it could go. And I like that. Obviously, I like that aspect of like a totally heel authority figure Rock, where he's the boss. He's running the show. That could be cool. But yeah, so I mean, I enjoyed the possibilities of it, but I did not enjoy this promo at all. I thought it was totally insane. Like they could have gotten there and he could have done it way quicker without being all over the place. But other than that, yes, I did like where it could be headed. But I'll let Robert give his opinion.
Yeah, Robert, go ahead. Let's hear some thoughts.
Okay. So I've been saying for a couple weeks now that I think that the WrestleMania build this year so far has been mid. It needed something interesting to happen. Well, here it is. Now, what exactly this is, I'm not quite sure. Because I don't know exactly what he means by when The Rock told Cody that he wants his soul. Like, well, what exactly does this mean? If Cody agrees to giving his soul, what does that mean for Cody exactly? What does he have to do? I don't know. It is very confusing. But
Exactly.
seeing that The Rock is involved does make things more interesting for sure. And there were, as weird as this promo was, there were bits and pieces of it that I did enjoy, so I still gave it a thumbs up.
Yeah.
What did you guys think of how they advertised the press conference post-show?
Oh, yeah, I didn't even watch the press conference.
And then the
I didn't
press
watch
conference. Oh God, it was totally broken kayfabe. Like they were talking about the segment, the scene as a scene, and The Rock. That was very disappointing and sad. And The Rock also said, that's why I commented on my blog post, that I don't buy what The Rock is saying, because The Rock in that press conference said, it's great that me and Cody can have segments like this and work together and it not having to lead towards a match. Like he straight out said, this is not going to lead towards a match. This is just us, having segments together. And
I don't know. I mean, look, as Robert said, it was kind of weird. I'm just gauging based on what I think is going to happen. It's going to be like a Vince Austin thing. That's what I'm gauging from it. I don't know if that's the direction it's going because it really wasn't made clear at all what the hell was happening here. That's what I picked up of, like using my wrestling knowledge of what he was trying to say, and based on the fact that he was telling him that he wants his soul. Like, what else could that mean, right?
Okay, so what does Cody say? Does Cody say yes or no? I think he says no.
Yeah, he's going to say no because
he's going to say no.
Yeah, obviously he's going to say no. He's going to come up with some Cody way to say it, But yes, he'll say no.
And then that'll lead to a feud between Cody and The Rock.
Yeah, well, I'm guessing, but like, is it good? As you said, if it's not going to be a match, what is it going to be? I don't know.
I kind of feel like
I just thought of this right now. I remember The Rock at some point turned heel and became corporate champion for Vince McMahon.
Correct.
Maybe this is kind of like a like same things kind of coming full circle, and
Right.
I don't know. I don't know if this is hinting towards a Cody heel turn. I don't think Cody will turn heel, but
Some
No.
people are likening this to Palpatine and Anakin.
well, kind of in a
I
way.
guess,
But
I guess if Cody ends up turning heel, yes.
yeah,
But I don't know. I don't think so. I mean, he still has to defend his title at WrestleMania, so it won't be against The Rock, most likely. It's going to be the winner. He still has to defend it against the winner of the Elimination Chamber. So I don't think it's going to be a match, Rock and Cody at WrestleMania, unless he's forced to fight twice. And The Rock gets so mad that he has to fight The Rock too. Like maybe the first night he fights The Rock, the second night he fights for the title. I don't know. It's a possibility, I guess, but he did it before. He did it last year.
I don't think he needs to fight The Rock this year, but I think he needs to fight The Rock at some point, like next year. And The Rock saying in that press conference that he's not going to have a match with Cody, I think is bullshit. This has to lead to a match with Cody. People always say this. Remember Hogan and Sting, Vlad, and TNA? They were always saying, we're not going to have a match. We're not going to have a match. There has to be a match. There has to be a match between Cody and The Rock. I'm sorry. It has to happen. I think this could be a launching pad, WrestleMania could. But I think Cody turning heel, I don't see that as a possibility either because it just wouldn't make sense, especially the way The Rock was coming out talking talking shit to the fans, calling the fans whatever, low-life trash and all that stuff. It wouldn't make sense for Cody to follow someone like this out of the blue like this and to say, I want your whole fucking life. And, Cody's successful enough. He doesn't need to be more successful. Like, he should be happy with his level of success and not be tempted by The Rock's offer of
by the dark side of the dark side.
Superstardom. Yeah. So, all right.
Yeah,
That's all I got on. That's all I got on that. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know where this leads to. I think The Rock I guess he can lead a stable. Like if Cody is not, gonna join his side, then The Rock needs guys like Solo and Jacob and something like that to keep fucking with Cody. For many, many months until they can face off.
He definitely could be the leader of that group, I guess.
We always thought that's what it was supposed to be anyways, when that group was kind of winning. So, all right then. So, let me go back then. We're done with that topic. As we move along, so we're going to move back to 1996. So I'm doing something different today. I'm sprinkling in the retro stuff, a couple of segments here and there, and then we're going to go back to our modern topics. I'm going to cover Gunther and Jey Uso in a bit. But before we do that, we're going to get back to our 1996 reviews. We're on September 1996. Sorry, this is wrong right here. I fucked up this. The date of this live wire, because we were going to start Mind Games, WWF Mind Games. We watched the Raw before that. We reviewed that. It's on our channel. We also have a playlist I'm going to put in the description of everything we covered after SummerSlam. So we started doing WWF in 1996. We jumped in right after SummerSlam. So some things we jumped in the middle of, but that can't be helped. How can you help that? If you jump into any wrestling point, you're going to be jumping into the middle of some storylines. You know what I mean? So we managed and did our best to try to kind of catch up on it. So we're all the way up to Mind Games in September 22nd, 1996. This date is wrong. It's not February 22nd, September 22nd. But before it, on September 21st, there was a premiere episode of a show called WWF Livewire. I sent you guys this clip. I don't know if you guys saw it or not. Hold on.
Yes.
This is how it looked. This was them in a studio. And I guess Cornette is there and Sonny is there. This is from YouTube. I'm playing this off YouTube. And they're gonna take
that guy in forever.
Yeah, they're gonna take like emails and stuff. Then Cornette and Sonny are really jaw jacking at each other the whole time. They put them together a lot. Do you think Cornette kind of feels like it's demeaning looking back on these tapes that he's in so many feuds with Sonny?
No, I don't think so, because he was like. He's the one who brought her into the business. I think he's the one who started her in wrestling. So I don't think.
Did he? Is that true? Oh my god!
And Smoky Mountain. Yeah.
Interesting. I didn't know that. All right,
Yeah.
so that was that. I don't know. There wasn't much there. They took some faxes. Kind of an interesting idea for a show, but that is on YouTube. I'm gonna put a link to it in our blog posts of our episode 149 of the Malapert Smark podcast official blog post. If you guys want to go check out that clip from the YouTube, you could go ahead. But we're gonna jump to the show itself. This is In Your House Mind Games. It's pay-per-view. Back then, man, it costed $50 or something, or was it like $30? I think.
I would think this since it's a 2-hour pay-per-view, would probably be a little less. But I don't know. I can't specifically. I don't know what this could have been. Maybe $40, $30, $35, $40. I don't know.
I would think less than 50. This is in the mid 90s, so I think it's less than $50.
But still, back then, for a little kid, where the hell are you gonna come up with $30?
That's right.
You'd have to work in the lunchroom.
Break out your piggy bank.
Shit, you'd have to volunteer to work a nutrition and lunch in the lunchroom for like a month or something like that. No one was gonna do that just to watch wrestling. It was either our parents bought it for us, or we weren't watching it. That was the bottom line. You know what I mean?
Because Stone Cold said so.
I'm not gonna say how I watched it, but it wasn't on any of those ways. But let's just, I don't know the statute of limitations. And plus, I don't want this to go out on YouTube, but let's just say I did.
But you were literally 9 years old. But okay, that's funny.
Oh, that's good. That's true. Well, then they'll arrest my parents.
All right, so we have a blog post where we have reviewed this show already, this pay-per-view, but I'm going to go through the angles and the storylines in order and get our reviews from it and play some clips and play some. I might play some promos, the videos of the matches. I'm probably not going to play the matches. But let's start with the first angle of the show. So Savio Vega gets revenge on Bradshaw and wins a Caribbean strap match. So, you know, you and me and Robert, we've been following this for, I think, a month, right? We've watched like 4 Raws since SummerSlam.
Something like that, yeah.
And Bradshaw has not been on any of the fucking Raws. His name is here, by the way, is Justin Hawk Bradshaw. Very interesting. I guess he had a different name in his earlier run in WWF. Yeah. But anyways, he had not been on any Raw. So maybe he was on Superstars or some other show.
He was on other shows there, I'm sure.
Okay, so this fool had not been on the main show for a whole month. And then on the pre-show, he's yapping and complaining that he's mad that he didn't get on the main show. And he attacks Savio Vega, who had just beat Marty Jannetty, right? And that's how this match came up out of nowhere. So what did you guys think of how they made that match all impromptu? Like all of a sudden, like you guys just opened the show. You didn't have the pre-show. You guys just had the main show. And all of a sudden there's Savio Vega and Bradshaw. Like what did you guys think? Like what the fuck? Where the hell did this come from?
Yeah, I didn't know what prompted this match because I didn't remember seeing him on Raw. So I was like, what's going on here?
Yeah, but there were plenty of times in wrestling history where they would have matches in pay-per-view, even pay-per-views that like opening matches or even second or third matches on the card that I didn't know what the heck was going on in these. Like, why are these people feuding? Because maybe it happened on WCW Saturday Night, or I don't know what the hell WWF secondary show was. Like you said, Superstars maybe, or I don't know where else. So I wasn't really that surprised. It was what it was. It happens. It's not the end of the world.
Well, okay, that's fine. It happens. But Bradshaw had not been on Raw the whole time, and now they're squeezing him into a pay-per-view opening match. I don't know. I didn't think it worked. But I mean, I can see them wanting to put his talent out there because he's really good in the ring. But it's kind of a lazy way to do it. They didn't have like any setup for it, and he hadn't been on the main show, like I said. But anyways,
that's a fair point.
This is the promo that Savio Vega cut before the match. So let's listen to Savio Vega, who is a kind of a prominent figure in this pay-per-view today.
Dynamite, let's take it down to Kevin Kelly along with Savio. Kevin, take it away. With Savio Vega, challenge issued, challenge accepted. You ready for the Caribbean strap match, Savio? Justin Hook You want to be in a pay-per-view? You want to be in a WWF pay-per-view? You got it, Stinky Cowboy. Tonight, right now, you and me, gonna be a strong match. Tú quieres pelear con Savio Vega, tú tienes esa lucha aquí en el New House, en tu casa, en tu cara. You ready, Justin Hart? Because Savio Vega gonna win you one. All right, thank you very much, and here it comes, Savio Vega.
All right, so Savio Vega, who had a match on the pre-show against Marty Jannetty, so this is his second match, like right away.
Yeah, well, didn't know that. Didn't realize that part of it because, like, as Robert said, there was no pre-show on FIFA.
So here's the match. I'm not going to play a lot of it. Hard hitting, obviously, it's a strap match out of nowhere, a Caribbean strap match. But interesting thing that happened during this match. So this is a separate storyline I listed it as, but it happened during this match, so I'll just mention it right now. It's the ECW guys. Right there, so Savio Vega is whipping Bradshaw on the outside, and suddenly he gets spat on with beer. Just it comes out of the left side of the screen, and it was the Sandman. Yeah, fucking a guy in the crowd just spits at him, and then he gets a beer can and smashes it on his head, and shows Savio Vega that he's crazy. And Heyman's with him, and Tommy Dreamer's with him. So Savio Vega just kind of gives them a look. They don't really focus the camera on them. But I don't know. That might come back later. Anyways, the ending of this match, the booking. So I read a review today. I was going through someone who posted their review back in 1996. So someone wrote a review that they've done this ending a couple months earlier in a Savio Vega match. Because Savio Vega fought Stone Cold, and they did this ending where they followed each other, right? And I guess the lead guy, which here is Bradshaw, he's not paying attention like an idiot, and he's touching all four corners. It's a strap match. It's a four corners match, basically. They got to touch all four corners. And then Bradshaw pulls Savio Vega into the fourth corner and incidentally costs himself the match. And he's like, what the hell was that? I don't even know. And Bradshaw's manager was Dutch Mantel.
Dutch Mantel, yes.
His name was Uncle Zabikia.
Oh, Lord.
I don't know. He didn't do anything.
But when you have a cool name like Dutch Mantel, only Vince could come up with something stupid like that. When your real name is fucking Dutch Mantel, or at least your most wrestling name is, which is a phenomenal name. Okay, but anyways, enough about that.
Yeah, Uncle Zabikia. They need the rights to it. They need the rights to it.
Insane.
Zeb Coulter wasn't bad. That wasn't a bad name for him.
Zeb Coulter is better than this, yes, but still not as good as Dutch Mantel. But okay.
All right, so leaving the ring, Savio does look at that part where the ECW guys were there. It's like, kind of checking it out, like, are they still here? But no, so that's the end of that. All right, review. So you guys submitted some reviews on this earlier today. Let's see what we got. So the Savio Vega match. I gave it a thumbs down. I thought the booking was clunky. I didn't care for it. I didn't care for the idea of the match. Also, the review I read saying the Stone Cold Savio Vega strap match had the exact same finish. Yeah. Some viewers felt like, oh, do you think we're stupid? Do you think we would have forgotten that by now, like 4 months later? Come on. So, thumbs down from me. Indifference from Vlad. Indifferent from Robert. So, no thumbs down, but not really a good rating either. And then for the ECW stuff, before I get comments from you guys. So, the ECW guys making noise from the stands. What do we got for this one? I gave this one 2 thumbs up because for what everyone says about, Vince would have never done the stuff that Triple H is doing now with TNA and the Indies. Vince did work with ECW, right?
Yes.
And NWA too. So I don't.
Oh, you mean
right?
Yeah, but that was because
the bastardized version of NWA.
Yeah, it wasn't the
actual
NWA at that point. Yeah.
My point is, I like that the ECW guys showed up out of nowhere. Sandman just spitting on him a beer and breaking a beer can in his head. Hell yeah, 2 thumbs up for me. I like this a lot. Vlad, thumbs up. Robert, thumbs up. Okay, so let me get some comments from. I guess I'll start with Robert. So this whole first segment, there was 2 things: the match, the Savio Vega match, and then the ECW guys from the stands. Anything you want to comment out of any of that? The floor is yours.
Okay. I'll just keep it brief. I didn't really care much for the match. I didn't even know why it happened to begin with. The only thing interesting to me that happened during the match was the ECW attack. But yeah, but the commentators did mention that they're in Philadelphia, so it did make sense that they would be there. But otherwise, nothing else of note for this match.
Vlad, you got any comments on all this?
Yeah, it's basically what Robert said. I mean, the match was very mediocre, nothing really interesting about it. The Savio Vega Austin match from whatever 4 months previous, I guess it was a lot better, just from my memory. I obviously, haven't seen that in a while, in many, many years, but I do remember it being pretty good. This was not as good as that, but for sure. The ECW thing, obviously it's cool. I mean, we know the history of ECW. They were in Philadelphia. And WWF has always had a good working relationship with ECW. I mean, even they'll come up again as in the next couple of months. I'm sure. I think there's something in 1997 where they're there on Raw or something like that. But yeah, this was cool. I mean, obviously we all know Tommy, we know Paul, we know Descendant, we know these characters quite well. They were pretty interesting characters when ECW was going strong and being their disruptive selves. But yeah, cool to see. All
right, cool. Let's move on from that then. Let's see what topics I got next on the heading. I'll stick with mind games. Okay, topic number 4 for the day. Diesel and Razor. So we've been following this story as well. So this is storyline number 3 on our blog post. Diesel and Razor strike. They're seen in the hallways attacking Savio Vega. So let me play, a clip from this. Let me pull something up before I get some reviews and some comments from y'all. Let me see. What do we got? Vlad, help me with this. So,
I help you, yes.
JR was promising that Diesel and Razor will return. And everyone's like, this is ridiculous. They're on WCW. So there was a big argument about this with Gorilla Monsoon on the Raw before this. And now, here they are in the hallways. This was a very quick scene. They did it like just a flash. But I'm slow motioning the shit out of this. Mm-hmm. But it's Diesel and Razor in their old costumes, WWF costumes, gear, whatever you want to call it. And they're stomping out Savio Vega, who has just had a match, right? Savio Vega just had a match with Bradshaw. 2 matches on the night. This guy's working hard today. So here he is. And the camera follows Diesel and Razor, but the door closes, and then the door's locked. So they try to open the door, but they can't do it. They can't catch up on it. And Savio Vega's just there. And then when they cut back to commentary, Vince was talking to JR, because Vince McMahon, I forgot to mention the commentary team. Here are the announcers today. I don't know why the fuck Mr. Perfect is there announcing, but whatever. It was Vince, JR, and Mr. Perfect. And then Vince was saying, yeah, JR, I doubted you, but I shouldn't have doubted you. I thought it was a ratings ploy, but I guess. And JR's like, you see, I told you so. So anyways, that big mess is going on. We've talked about this for a couple weeks. We've been reviewing their build-up to whatever they got going on here, the fake Diesel and the fake Razor that we know is coming. But for this segment, this is pretty surprising that they actually brought someone who looked like them. Some people must have been talking like, what the hell's going on? But as for our ratings for this segment, let's see, I'm at a thumbs up. I like this one today. Vlad gave it a half thumbs up. Robert, nothing. So Robert sees backstage beatdowns all the time, and he knows it's not them. He ain't fooled. So he's okay. For this segment today, let's start with Vlad. Vlad, half a thumbs up, right? Is that what you said?
Yes. Yeah, I think so. It was all right. I mean, there's not really not much to say about this because it's hard to really focus on just this one, backstage stuff when we know what's going to happen with this whole thing, which is like a disaster. And the fact that it came from Vince, well, I thought it was a ratings ploy. Well, it's a ratings ploy from you, Vince. It's pretty hilarious that he has the gumption to say that, knowing that it is a complete ratings ploy that he's trying to, basically use, Scott Hall and Kevin Nash's names or their WWF names to, I don't know, trick viewers into seeing what the hell this whole thing is. But he should have realized once people did see who this was or what this was, that they would have been completely turned off. Like this was not going to work. Something that not with what's going on in the other company. But anyways, it was what it was. It was okay as a segment. But come on, man.
All right, Robert, do you have any comments on this?
Oh, honestly, I wanted to give this a thumbs down only because I know what really happens later.
Yeah. No, you're right.
But I'm trying to view this from the perspective of someone who doesn't know what happens later.
Yeah.
This was really nothing for me. The camera wasn't close enough to them to really be able to tell or I get an idea that that's really Diesel and Razor Ramon. So it was just whatever.
Yeah, I've been thinking about how I'm going to review these old segments as well. I think it's okay to review it with the mindset that you know what's gonna happen. Like I almost want to go back to
if that's the case, this is a thumbs down.
That's totally fine. Yeah, dude, okay. I want to go back and literally go to my old reviews and be like, oh, well, now that I know what happened in this, I'm gonna give this a thumbs down. This is a complete waste of my fucking time. Yeah, I totally want to go back to all my old reviews and redo them or update them. You know what I mean? So, yes, I mean, with your explanation, it makes sense. If you know what happened and you think this is a big waste of time, that's fine. But okay, let's go back to modern wrestling. We'll come back to Mind Games in a bit. We're going to do a watch-along of Jim Cornette's match. It's a really quick match, so it's not going to be that long. But let me go off our Mind Games blog, and let's go back to our episode 148 blog. Let's see what other topics we got to talk about. This one Vlad requested. Gunther Yeets on Raw. So this is 6 days ago now as we're recording. So our complete Raw review is in the description. But I'm going to jump straight to storyline number 8. And you guys can go back and look at our blog and look at our thumbs up, thumbs down reviews for everything from Raw. But Vlad, since you requested this storyline as something that we're going to review today, I'm going to start with you. So what did Gunther do? Gunther came out basically as Jey Uso, and he wanted to yeet and know what it feels like.
He started. Yeah, exactly.
He wanted to know what it feels like to yeet. And then, long story short, I think he gets all the way to. He does do the yeet dance, by the way. So I don't know, but he does get down all the way to the ring and asks Pat McAfee, does some intimidation tactics, and Pat McAfee tries to sell being afraid of Gunther, right? And then Gunther asks Pat McAfee, do you think Jey Uso can win? And Jey Uso's like, yeah, I think he could win. If anything's possible. And Michael Cole's trying to tell him, like, be careful, man. This guy's dangerous. Is Gunther really dangerous? With Gunther, I mean, he started to take his sweater off. And that's what Jey Uso's music hit. But he started to take his sweater off like he was going to actually do something to Pat McAfee. But then Jey Uso comes out and there's a big pull apart. But that's basically what happened. But what did you want to say about this? I guess I have your review right here. All 3 of our reviews. Great reviews, by the way. This might be the first review I could think of where all 3 of us gave it a loved it. So we all love this. But all right, Vlad, the floor is yours. You go ahead.
Well, first of all, the whole thing was great when he was coming through the crowd. I wrote down a couple of lines that he said because I thought such tremendous heel work. Such tremendous heel work. Okay, you people are simple like Jey Uso. That's why you love to eat. me performing for you, like reading Shakespeare to a dog. I love that fucking line. I fucking love that line. That was pure heat right there. I loved it. That was fantastic. I mean, that line, that was a great line. Great fucking line. I don't know where that came from, who wrote that, but that was a great fucking line. But anyways, it was just a great heel promo. I love everything about this. I can't believe it, but honestly, the Gunther stuff has been the best part of the show. Now you could debate who deserves credit for it. Is it just Gunther because of his amazing heel work? Jey Uso probably deserves some credit, as much as like we didn't want him winning the Royal Rumble, and probably don't want him winning at WrestleMania. But this has been actually probably the best wrestling angle going, honestly, since the Royal Rumble. Actually, it even started prior to the Royal Rumble, right? Because they had that whole that meeting, and they had the match at Saturday Night Main Event. So this has been going on for a couple months now, really. So, anyways, it's been great stuff. But Gunther is one of my favorites. He's so good as a heel, so good. That's. I just wanted I wanted to say that line, but really the whole promo was great.
I do remember it now that you mention it, but yes, that was a really good line. Robert, comments?
Well, I mean, I still wish it wasn't Jey Uso that won Royal Rumble, and I'm still not really looking forward to another Jey Uso Gunther match. That being said, this build has been good, and
very good.
And this segment in particular was amazing. What can I say? Gunther is continuing his great heel work again. He's been pretty consistent with it, except for that 1 month where he was like lost his confidence or whatever. But but outside of that, he's been consistently great, doing great heel work, and this is yet another great example of that. So heck yeah. I mean, I'm enjoying the segments for what they are, even though I wasn't happy with the Royal Rumble result, and the probability of Jey Uso taking the title from him as well. But this build has been really good.
Yep.
All right, cool. All right, so that's another modern wrestling review for y'all from Vlad and Robert, but I'm going to jump back to classic stuff. So we're in the middle of reviewing Mind Games from 1996. We're going to do the Jose Lothario, Jim Cornette watch-along. So we did jump in the middle of this. This had been a feud that was rolling before we started watching SummerSlam, because we just jumped in right after SummerSlam. We started WCW after Bash at the Beach when we started reviewing that last year, and then we started WWF after SummerSlam. But the video package they had kind of summarized a couple of scenes where Jose Lothario and Jim Cornette actually had a physical fight, it seems. So they reviewed that in the video package. So we could do, I guess, a watch along.
Jose Lothario's been doing a lot of training. He's been drinking 3 bottles of Geritol every day. He's been using his walker for parallel bars, and he went out and got some extra drink Polygrip for when I knock his dentures out of his mouth. Watch out! Watch out! But I've been doing training too. Here comes the WWF National Richard Simmons. Vader has released the beast in me. Oh, wait a minute. Jose is so old. When he was in school, they didn't have history. He's so old, his social security number is 1. And he is so old that he's the man that taught Jonah how to fish. I'm going to kick you while nobody's out of the pocket. Jose, you're going to go down at the hands of a younger man. And Jim Cornette's got the chance to be a legend.
I think he's got a big mouth. Tell you the truth.
Well, looking at this video package, man, I'm kind of sad that Cornette lost so badly in this match. I'll show you guys right now, but this was a really short match. Here's Jim Cornette's promo before the match. Talks a lot of shit. I mean, they could have given him something to do with the racket or something to give him something to like have. I don't know. They just made it a squash.
Television ratings ploy, but. And I bet it's great because you people finally get to see a real man for once. Jose Lothario.
What about this outfit?
What the fuck is he wearing, bro? I mean, it must have been a rib. Either that or because that's like the most. For a chubby fat guy, you don't want to be wearing something so tight like that. You don't want to.
It's like a superhero outfit. What is going on with that? It's a black tights with a black long sleeve, silky shirt, red long sleeve silky shirt. Sorry.
I don't know. My only guess.
He looks like he's Mr. Incredible. But
if Mr. Incredible was overweight and was eating cheeseburgers every day, every day and every night.
All right, let me hear the end of this promo. Let me see what he says.
He's a legend. Jose Lothario was a great wrestler, and Jose Lothario taught Shawn Michaels everything he knows. But Jose Lothario is an old, broken down cripple. He's 150 years old. this ring, me, James E. Cornette, I'm gonna beat his stinking brains out.
And then Jose Lothario comes out to what's his name?
Shawn Michaels.
Shawn Michaels music.
Yes, that's funny too.
Here's Jose Lothario coming out. He actually worked out, it looked like, for his match. All right, so Cornette tries to jumpstart the match. It's a minute-long match. I'll play the match. Let's see how this happens.
Look out! Look out!
There's a bump from Cornette. Good-looking bump. I like Cornette's bumps. I have something to say about his promos after we watch this match. But his bumps I always like. They're silly, but they're good.
It's Jose Lothario, and he just
2 bumps already. There he goes down
the mucus
again.
right out of the nose of Cornette. Cornette coming off the rope.
He could have came off the ropes harder there, I think. He looks like a giant Twinkie.
Cornette, look at him. James E. Cornette has yet to mount an offense. Look at Cornette. He looks like the Michelin fireman. And Jose Lothario, 62 years old. They call him Super Sock. Jose, oh, forget about it.
Socked him in the face. That was it. I think that's it. Is that it? Oh, he's going to put one more move on him. 2 punches. Oh my god. That was nasty. Alright, that's the end of the match. That's the end of our watch along. Let's bring back the TV. Let's see. Number 4. That's all I got on that. Let's see what the reviews are on this. Jim Cornette cuts a promo on Jose Lothario before the match, and Jose Lothario defeats Jim Cornette. I gave it 2 thumbs up. That's because Cornette's he's good at taking bumps, it's kind of fun to see. But overall, it's kind of sad that he lost so freaking easily. I thought they could have done more with this match. Thumbs up from Vlad. Robert, a half thumbs up. So half a point on the Malapert Smark rating system. Who has comments on this watch along before we move along? Because there's more Jim Cornette on this show. But this is a feud that we've followed since we started watching WWF in this era. So I'll start with Vlad. Vlad, you got any comments on the match?
I mean, there's not really much to say about this match, but I don't think it should have been anything else than what it was. Like, Cornette came out in this ridiculous outfit. When you come out in this ridiculous outfit, you probably should get beat rather quickly. But he's also a heel manager that's like clearly like a big mouth that really can't do much of anything. So I mean, it fits the character, it fits the gimmick. I mean, he really shouldn't be competitive in this match against a former pro wrestler that still looks, even though he's in his 60s, in way better shape than Jim Cornette. So I thought it was fine, honestly.
Robert, do you have any comments on this? Is that the first Cornette match you've ever seen?
I think I've seen this before. I've watched Mind Games before, so I've seen this much at least. I don't remember the other matches, but yeah, this wasn't great. I gave it half a thumbs up because the match was very short. Thank goodness.
That's right.
They kept it brief. The promo was longer than the match.
Yeah, that's true. All right, well, let me jump to our next storyline then. So,
but wait, you said you wanted to say something about Cornette's promos or something? No, you didn't.
Yeah, I mean, he's very good at reciting what he wants to say.
Oh, yeah,
I think he kind of talks too fast sometimes. And I thought of this because I remember seeing Cornette as a kid too, and he never really registered with me like some of the other superstars did. Because I think I just listened to him and it just sounded like he was talking a mile a minute, and I didn't really know what he was saying. You know what I mean? So maybe he could have like slowed down and tried to accentuate certain things he was saying. He kind of speaks in this like monotone speed of just full speed fast all the time. From what I've seen in these wrestling promos, he's different on his podcast.
Oh yeah,
you know what I mean?
Of course.
But that's all I got to say about the promos. That's it. They're not bad, but I just think he talks too fast sometimes. But I'm gonna move on to storyline number 5 on this Mind Games before we're gonna jump to AEW and talk about Hangman Page and MJF for a bit. But after this, so Stone Cold continues his quest for a match with Bret the Hitman Hart, cuts a promo in Bret Hart's absence. All right, so this is another storyline we have been following, that Bret was supposed to be there Brian Pillman comes out, and he cuts a promo. I'm not going to play the promo just because we don't have time, but they do show a replay of Bret saying that Pillman is a liar, that he is not intending on showing up to Mind Games the way Pillman promised. So out comes Pillman. Still, even though there's no Bret, they still let him cut a promo. He cut a promo on Philadelphia. What did he say? That it was the center of,
I don't remember what he said, but
beaten girlfriends and everyone's on welfare and something like that. Yeah.
Okay.
So he ran down Philadelphia, and then he called out Owen Hart. Owen Hart, I'm also not going to play his promo. He was talking about how, Bret, we don't know what's going on. You know, I thought we made up. I don't know what is this 180 you've pulled. And then he did mention that he thinks Bret might be staying away because he's afraid of Stone Cold, who has been calling Bret Hart out, right? So here's one we'll play. So here comes Stone Cold, and I'll play Stone Cold's promo. How about that? Let's listen to Stone Cold Steve Austin talk about Bret Hart.
You've heard our thoughts on this. Why do you think Bret's not here? The whole world knew that Bret Hart wasn't going to show up. Stone Cold sure as hell knew that. The bottom line is, when Stone Cold's in the house, Bret Hart is at his house because he's scared of Stone Cold, and that's the bottom line. As soon as I rolled into the WWF, Bret Hart, you packed your bags and took your carcass back to Canada. Are you trying to say Bret Hart's a chicken? Bret Hart doesn't even qualify as being a chicken. He's the slimy substance that runs out of the south end of a chicken. Let me make myself clear. If you put the letter S in front of Hitman, you've had my exact
all right,
opinion
I don't
of
think
Bret
we
Hart.
have to go there. I don't think we have to go there at all.
Vince is like, don't even say that. He didn't even say the word, but he's like, don't even say that. You're gonna get us banned off of pay-per-view.
Bret, you and me are alike in a lot
Called Bret the shit man. He's a shit man.
of ways. You say you're the excellence of execution. I live it every day of my life. The problem with you is you always cared what these people thought. Stone Cold never gave a rat's ass about anybody. Bret, if you ever do come back, and I hope you do, son, we're going to get in this same ring, and somebody's going to get their ass whipped, and Austin 316 says it's going to be your ass, and that's the bottom line, because Stone Cold said so.
Oh, there you go. All right. That's not bad. That's probably the best Stone Cold promo I've heard yet on our 1996 journey here.
Yeah.
But let me see some reviews. Let's see. I gave it 2 thumbs up. I gave it the best review out of the 3 of us. Vlad, a thumbs up. Robert, a thumbs up. I'll start with Robert on this one. What did you think of this segment?
Really good. Great promo by Stone Cold. And this is starting to build up the feud that eventually culminates. I think it culminates in WrestleMania next year. Right? If I remember correctly, it's the next year's WrestleMania. So yeah, this is the build up for that, which is an incredible match. So yeah, I liked it.
But they actually have a match before that as well. They're
Yeah.
that's right. At Survivor Series. But yeah, yes, that's right.
Really? I never knew that. All right, that's coming up. Interesting.
Yeah.
All right, I'm excited for that. But when Stone Cold's in the house, Bret Hart is not. Okay, so Vlad, did you have any comments on this too?
No, I mean, it's kind of what Robert said. This was a very good Stone Cold promo. I love Pillman's as Stone Cold was talking. They're actually quite hilarious. And he's like, whoa, oh, that's a shot. That type of deal. I thought those were great. Yeah, good promo. Obviously, you're right. It's the best one we've seen him cut since we actually started watching and considering what becomes of the characters. Since he becomes a legendary figure in wrestling, it's kind of cool.
There were some decent lines in this one. Still not his best stuff, but there was some good stuff.
No, not at all. But yeah, definitely the beginning of something. You could tell that he has it in him. It's just, the S before Hitman line is pretty good. That was a good line.
All right. let me move along then. I got to move on to topic number 8 for our podcast today. So we're going to go back to modern wrestling for a minute, not for too long, but I do want to get your thoughts about Hangman Page and MJF. So if anyone wants to go to see our full AEW Dynamite review, we do have our blog post ready. We've already reviewed every storyline, so you guys can go check that out. But for the purposes of today, we're just going to focus on Hangman and MJF because I think that was the best thing on the show. And it even gave us the thought that maybe we should go watch Revolution, right? Vlad texted me like, "Hey, should we go watch Revolution?" I'm actually into that idea just because of Hangman and MJF. I'm not so sure about it now though, guys, because I did look at the schedule and it appears this fucking pay-per-view is on a Sunday, which
right.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't know if I want to take off work from my actual job. So, like if it was on a Saturday, like these shows usually are on. I mean, I don't know why they're doing that. These pay-per-views shouldn't be on a Sunday. They should be on a Saturday. But anyways, like I said, this is though the one thing that would have made me pay for a ticket to Revolution. We might still go. I don't know. But as of right now, I'm not sure. But this was pretty damn good. Let me see our ratings for this face-off. MJF spit on Hangman, by the way. So Hangman, there was no violence. He couldn't get back at him. But I gave this a fire rating. So I thought this was not as good as it gets in wrestling, but pretty damn awesome. And Vlad gave it a thumbs up. Robert plus 3 points. So plus 5 from me, plus 3 from Robert, plus 1 thumbs up from Vlad. Let me see. I'll start with Robert this time. Robert, since you liked it way more than Vlad did, I'll play some slides over your comments and your reviews on this segment. So Hangman and MJF, what did you remember about this?
Yeah, this was really good. I mean, the MJF's previous 2 promo battles weren't really with, people that you can call his contemporaries. This one actually was, right? And then there was a point in the promo where I think MJF said something like everything was pretty much handed to you here in AEW. That reminded me of a promo between Hangman and Kenny Omega right before their match in life. I forgot what pay-per-view, where Kenny Omega straight up told him all of this. He's referring to AEW. All of this was built for you. And I remember when he said that, I was like, really? They didn't really give that many there wasn't really any indication that he was really the chosen one like that. But then here again in this promo battle with MJF called him again the chosen one. Everything was given to you. I had to fight for everything. So that was interesting. And when MJF asked him, tell me one thing that you do better than me, I actually thought, because I was trying to think in my head, what's he gonna say? I thought he was gonna say cowboy shit instead of I'm real.
You said I'm real.
If I was him, I would say cowboy shit personally. But okay, but that was cool.
That would have brought the house down, dude.
It would be appropriate for Adam Page to say that, but yeah, I mean, and the spit. Oh man, like I definitely wouldn't have held back. I would have lunged at him and punched him in the face too. So, yeah, this is pretty heated. I enjoyed it.
That moment where he was just staring at him like, did you really spit at me, dude? Did you really spit at me? Anyways, Vlad, you go ahead. Let's hear some thoughts about this. Thumbs up from you. So you liked it.
Yeah, I liked it, but I didn't really love a lot of the promo, honestly. It was stuff that I've heard both guys say about their other opponents plenty of times. And people say the same thing about MJF all the goddamn time. Anybody that's feuding with him says the same goddamn thing all the time, that he's arrogant, he doesn't deserve it, and that he doesn't care about anybody in the back. Like, who gives a fuck at this point? It's AEW. Like, anybody gives a shit about anybody else in the back. Get real. Look what the hell's happening in that company. Are you kidding me right now? But anyways, No, the only reason I gave it a thumbs up was the spit. The spit, after all the bullshit that they said to each other, when he spit in his face and said, yes, that was great. That was fucking awesome. That was fantastic. Because I'm like, I didn't care for either of their promos, honestly. It just kind of went on too long for me. But when he spit in his face, I definitely woke up for that. I was like, whoa, I didn't see that coming. You know, that was good. But other than that, so that's why I gave it a thumbs up. But the promo, the spitting and the way he ran away after was great. And yeah, I'll leave it at that.
Well, I'll give a shout out to the fact that when Hangman was listening to MJF say all these things, and then the thing that made him really get fired up was when he said something about Christopher Daniels. And he's like, don't you say a word about Christopher Daniels.
Yeah, what was that about? He's the one that basically retired him, right?
I know. I thought that's why I thought that was freaking great. Hey, that's respect,
stupid.
bro. That's respect.
Oh, and then Daniels came out. You didn't mention that part. That he came out after the thing was done. He was like, this is what I've wanted, or something stupid. Like, I don't even give a shit about Daniels and what the hell's going on with Daniels and Paige. I don't give a shit about it. I'm sorry.
Dude, it's the deepest thing in AEW.
No, it's because nobody understands it, because nobody gives a shit. And B, I'm sorry, I don't have the same love for Christopher Daniels as you do, Kalen. I think he was a good worker maybe today, but he's no legend. Jesus Christ, he's a guy that worked, and he's a serviceable wrestler. But I'll leave it at that.
No, I don't say that, dude. He carried main event storylines with AJ Styles.
Oh
with
my
AJ Styles.
God. Okay,
they had street fights. They had like fight to the death. You remember when he stuck a fork in AJ's?
Carried this maybe something, but I don't think Christopher Daniels
stuck a fork in AJ's eye. Come on, dude. You don't remember that match they had in TNA
he's
Bound for Glory?
But I don't consider him a legend. Okay, I just maybe if you tell me Jeff Jarrett's a legend, okay.
Okay, whatever about the legend. Let's not argue about the legend thing. The thing that happened with him and Hangman Page.
Okay, yeah, that happened. Yes, but nobody saw that either, because that was all on Collision, and nobody watches Collision. So who cares? What does this have to do with anything? Anyways, okay, that part I don't care about. I don't know why we're even arguing about it. I just wanted to bring it up because
the reason you don't care about it is because you don't understand the Hangman. And the reason you don't understand the Hangman,
I'm glad you understand him.
I kind of get him, honestly. I've gotten him since when he was an alcoholic, you know. I've had my alcoholic depression phases.
I was about to say that hit close to home, that's why.
Yes, now he's psycho and crazy and burning people's houses down.
Heck yeah.
Heck, you know, I don't know, man. I just kind of I feel something for Hangman, man. There's the world is a hard place. It's not easy, and sometimes the medication doesn't work, as Hangman says. So it's just it's difficult.
He's right about
man.
that part. That I can agree with.
Did I get comments from Robert on this? Yeah, we started with.
Yeah.
I think we started with Robert. I think we did. Yeah.
Let's get out of here then. Let's move back to. Let me see what's the next topic I got. All right, we're going back to mind games. Okay, let's go back to 1996. Let's get out of AEW land, and we're gonna go back to Jim Cornette. So Jim Cornette just got his ass beat, and Vlad, I really want to know what you think of this storyline, but hold on one second.
I honestly don't remember much about it, but okay, yeah, ask me about it. It's fine.
Well, this storyline starts off with Cornette's like in the back. He's unconscious. Yeah.
Okay.
Hold on one second. Hold on. Let me pull up some images of this and show the peoples what happened, because we're talking about how ridiculous AEW is. We should talk about how ridiculous WWF and everything could have been back in the days as well. But all right, I'm pulling this up. I'm pulling this clip up. Sorry, guys. I'm jumping around all over the place. So Cornette, let's do this in watch-along mode. Cornette is in the trainer's room, and he's delirious, and Clarence Mason is just going to make him sign something. And he's like, I think he just told him it's one thing, but really it's the contracts of his guys, the British Bulldog and Owen Hart. So here's how.
Vince, I'm here in the first aid room. Obviously, you can see James E. Cornette is being attended to by the ring physician. It doesn't look like he's in any condition
to accompany his team to the ring race?
Right now.
Yeah, well, thank you very much. No, he's in no condition all in there with Clarence Mason by his side. Wonder who Mr. Cornette's going to sue now. All right, here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Tag team action.
So he fast talked him. Okay, did you see that, Vlad? I guess he was just telling him, yeah, sign this thing. Don't worry about it. Just sign it. It's all good.
And when did they say? And when did they say that he stole the team? Did they say that during this match?
No, they didn't say it during this match. But this is the next match. It's Owen Hart and British Bulldog, Cornette's guys. But Cornette can't be out there, and they're facing the Smoking Guns. Here's Billy Gunn with
and Clarence Mason came out with them.
with Sonny. Well, Clarence Mason does come out with them. Before that, I'll mention that the British Bulldog and Owen desecrated Sonny's banner. So they tagged all over it, and then Sonny was pissed throughout the whole match. But yeah, Clarence does come out with British Bulldog, and it comes out during the middle of the match, and they're kind of confused what the hell's happening, but he's there and he supports them, and this was the finish to the match. So let's talk about the finish real quick. So I think Bart Gunn gets pushed into Billy Gunn. So Billy Gunn kind of gets mad because he thinks Bart Gunn hit him. So kind of like an idiot, he pushes him back, and then that leads to the British Bulldog's finishing move, which I guess is like a running power slam.
Power slam, yeah.
There you go. So that's how that match ended. So new tag team champions, and Sonny's pissed off. Actually, she's so pissed off. Side story on this that she actually berates her team and then leaves them.
Yeah.
So this is the end of the Smoking Guns and Sonny. And there's Billy Gunn chasing after that tail.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, chasing after some tail. That's
Yeah, well, he was sad to see that tail walking away. But anyway, so Cornette, though... oh, wait, hold on, though. I forgot to finish the rest of this. There's more to this later on in the show. You're right. So when did the audience find out that Cornette got swindled in this? So there's an interview later with Owen Hart and the British Bulldog, and they're like, what's going on? Why was Clarence out there? And Owen's like, well, we don't know why he was out there, but you know what? He helped us out. So... that's good. His presence out there was good for us. And that's when Clarence comes out and tells him, yeah, I kind of tried to make Cornette sign one thing, but I made a mistake and handed him the wrong paper. So he's not really admitting that he swindled him out of it. But anyways, they made Jim Cornette look kind of stupid there, man.
Sure.
Let's get some reviews from you guys. So storyline number 6 on our review. I gave it 2 thumbs up. I like silly wrestling. To me, that's really silly and dumb, but still, that's right up my alley. Vlad, a thumbs up. Robert, a half thumbs up. So Robert liked it least out of all of us. So I guess I'll get comments from Vlad first. You go ahead, and then I'll see what Robert thought about this whole thing. New tag team champions.
I may have been lenient. I think, honestly, probably was a half thumbs up, honestly. I think Robert's on the right track. But I liked a lot of the people involved. Owen and Bulldog and the stuff with Cornette was kind of funny, but yes, obviously dumb as well, But, it was a solid match, nothing special about the tag match. It was, seemingly the end of the Smoking Guns as a team, because I really don't remember what happens with them. I don't remember them a lot in the year 1997. So I don't know what happens with them.
That's probably it.
I think so too. I think that's probably it. But it was okay. Like, nothing really special about it. Sonny was kind of hilarious to try them. I mean, obviously, and nice looking Sonny. That was probably played a part of my decision. That was, I have my keen eye again. My my keen eye was definitely wide open here. Anyways, it was okay. I'll leave it for Robert.
Robert, any comments on Jim Cornette, Sonny, whatever you want to talk about?
That part where Clarence at the end said that he had Cornette sign like a different paper or whatever. I think I must have missed that part. But yeah, this part, I think I missed this somehow. But I don't think that would have changed my rating either way. This was just okay. I mean, I did enjoy the part where they showed Sonny's picture, and it was messed with, basically. That was kind of hilarious, and then her yelling at the smoking guns afterwards was kind of funny too. But that was about it. Nothing too special for me here.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Let's move along then. Let's see what we got next. So we're sticking with Mind Games. We're going to Jerry Lawler and Mark Henry. They're having a match. So we did cover the segment where Jerry Lawler challenged Mark Henry to a match on Raw. So that got us a lot of views on YouTube. That was a popular short. Over 1,000 views on YouTube.
What the hell?
Yeah, well, that was a cool scene when Jerry Lawler was talking shit and Mark Henry grabbed him by the lapels. It's like, you want a match? Fine. You want a match? All right. So basically, long story short here, Jerry Lawler just bumped around for Mark Henry like crazy. I have a couple of examples of this to show the peoples. Jerry Lawler did cut a promo before the match. I'm not going to play it. But, oh, by the way, Vlad, I did want to make a comment on this. Mm-hmm. There was 3 WWF shows on this day. There was Superstars in the morning, where Mark Henry, where he dropped a cup of coffee on Mark Henry. Then they had Free for All, which was right before the pay-per-view. It was like a pre-show. That's where Mark Henry got slapped by Jerry Lawler. So, okay. Then Lawler cut a promo before the match, but let's see some of the bumping around. So they sent Jerry Lawler out there to make Mark Henry look great, right? That's basically his job here because he's the experienced guy. So here's a crazy. Well, here's him just dumping him on his face on the floor, which I thought was a pretty hilarious bump. Here's him throwing him around. Man, Jerry Lawler's not a small guy, but this is him trying to shoulder bump him, but dropping off onto the floor himself. Doesn't move Mark Henry at all. This is a wicked bump. This is the craziest one I saw. Look at this one.
Oh, yeah.
What the hell? It's Jerry Lawler just getting thrown through the middle of the rope and just falling onto the floor. Like, what the hell, dude? That's
I don't think that was intentional. I mean, I don't think that was the intent of the spot. Most likely, I think that probably was just a slight botch.
No, man, that's what they were trying to do. They were trying to make Mark Henry look like the baddest guy.
Yeah, sure, but I don't think they wanted Jerry Lawler to fall like that into the guardrail. I don't think they did.
Well, listen, when Mark Henry's around, somebody's going to get their ass kicked, and this time it was Jerry Lawler. So there you go. Mark Henry victorious in his opening match. That's not the end of the story. I don't know if you guys saw the afterbirth, where the new Rockers, I don't know this guy's name, Leif Erikson or something?
That's Al Snow, man.
No, that's Al Snow?
Yeah.
Interesting. Al Snow gets thrown over the top rope. Marty Jannetty comes out too. He had a different name. You remember his name? His original name?
Al Snow. Yeah, it was like you said. It was Leaf something. It was something Cassidy. I don't remember. It was something stupid for the whole rocker gimmick that they were putting together. It was another awful stuff. They were still stuck in Vince was still stuck in 1987.
Yeah, I don't know why the Rockers and Triple H even came out. Were they just defending the fact that, hey, you're not a wrestler, we can beat you? I don't know. If they had an alliance with Lawler.
If they had an alliance, why didn't they come out before the match or during the match? Why did they come out after? I didn't get that part either, honestly.
This was an interesting bump from Triple H, flying over the top ropes onto the Rockers. That's like something a small dude would take these days. Triple H in his early days got to pay some dues. Took a top rope bump right there.
For sure.
Not bad, not bad. All right, so that's basically, we'll cover it. So that was Mark Henry's debut match in WWF. Reviews. All right, so I gave it 2 thumbs up because I thought Jerry Lawler did a perfect job putting Mark Henry over. Okay. And what more can he do? What more can he possibly do? And that bump he took going through the ropes, come on. You can't give 2 thumbs up there. I'll give 2 thumbs up for this, man. Jerry Lawler, good job. Vlad and Robert, half thumbs ups. Okay, so half a point.
This was just an okay.
This is for completeness' sake.
Match.
It was a squash match.
It essentially was like Jerry Lawler had no chance at all. So I didn't expect this to be competitive at the very least. I didn't understand why the New Rockers and Triple H came out and attacked him afterwards. That didn't make sense to me either.
But yeah, I agree with you in spirit. Jerry Lawler did do a pretty good job of trying to get Mark Henry over, but there was nothing like great about this whole thing that should have been given 2 thumbs up. But yeah, Lawler did what he could, but Jesus, it was a squash match with some way underneath guys coming out after for reasons no one can understand. At least I couldn't. Now, maybe, like you said, maybe this was something on the second or on their secondary shows that made this make sense. But for me, I didn't understand why they were there. So yeah.
All right, cool. All right, let me move along then to the last modern wrestling topic we got for the day. So this was from AEW Dynamite.
Oh my God.
11. It's Thunder Rosa.
I forgot we haven't covered this yet.
The controversy, Megan Bayne, Penelope Ford. So let me jump to our AEW Dynamite review that has all our reviews of every storyline.
This has to be a watch along. This has to be seen to believe, right? Are we watching this one or no? Because I think we have to.
I'll play it for you if you want. I'll play the slides, and then afterwards I guess I'll play it in full speed if you want to see it that way. But let me jump down to storyline number 11 on our AEW Dynamite review. Skip past all this nonsense, Vlad. All this nonsense that we watched. Okay, so I tried to describe this as if it was like a real segment that didn't get fucked up. So the way I described it was Megan Bayne and Penelope win a game of chicken, as Rosa won't take a free swipe at them. So Thunder Rosa. Okay, I guess we got to describe what happened. Let me pull up the TV. Sorry, let me get
Good luck with that.
A picture of
yeah, I think
Lawler.
It's gonna be hard to explain what happened with this thing. I don't think anybody knows.
I can do it. I'm the master explainer of wrestling segments. So the match was Chris Statlander against Megan Bayne, and out comes Penelope Ford to interfere, pushes Chris Statlander off the top rope. So that's why she's even there. So I guess she formed an alliance with Megan Bayne. This leads to Megan Bayne's victory. And then Penelope is there, and Penelope continues post-match. There was an afterbirth, and Penelope attacks Statlander. So there you go. So this is where Thunder Rosa comes in. So Thunder Rosa's music hits, and she's supposed to come in, from what I hear, and scare off the 2 baby faces with a steel chair. But the baby faces don't act scared at all. Penelope stands in front of Thunder Rosa, thinking like, you're not going to hit me. Go ahead and hit me. And they just kind of stand up to her, right? And Thunder Rosa's like, well, I'm going to hit you. And they're like, well, go ahead and do it. And then basically I think Penelope tries to grab the steel chair from Rosa. And it's just a weird tug of war with that. And the referee gets it between them, and Megan Bayne and Penelope just walk out calmly. There was no chasing them off with a steel chair or anything. So that's how I describe it. I could play it for you in full speed if you want. So we can do a watch along. I'll take it off the TV. I'll put it in the corner over here if you guys need to zoom in over there. If you guys haven't seen this for some reason, you can zoom in. If you switch to 1080p, it'll be in better quality. But let's see how this went down. And I'll tell you what I would have done if I was Thunder Rosa.
Of her short AEW career, but with a massive asterisk, thanks to the assist by Penelope Ford.
All right, so here comes Rosa.
Wait a minute. Thunder Rosa, former AEW Women's World Champion. Thunder Rosa, who also crossed.
There they are, like, go ahead and hit me. And then Rosa, swings like she's going to do it, and she doesn't do it. She stops. Then Penelope just grabs the chair from her. This is awful.
This is wild.
Taz is like, this is wild. Taz knows what's going on.
Taz is like, this is insane, yes.
On the damage done to Chris Statlander as Bayne and Penelope Ford working
well, there you go.
to secure the victory.
They do powder out in the end, and she throws the steel chair at them. Well, a lot to break down here. So I'll start with comments from Vlad. Vlad, what do you have to say about this whole thing? What do you think happened? Whose fault is it? What's going on here?
Boy, I don't honestly know where it all went wrong. Like, well, I know where it went wrong based on what you just showed, but I don't know why. Like, the why is what I'm not understanding. Like, is it because there's actual heat between Penelope and Rosa that they just said that, hey, fuck what was said in the, like, that we were supposed to bail out. We're just gonna make her look stupid in this thing. I don't know. I can't explain it. But if I'm Rosa, I'm swinging at their heads at that point. You're not leaving? You're making me look like I'm a fucking idiot? No, you're taking 2 shots to the head. Okay, both of you are getting swung at. I'm sorry. What the hell? You're making me look like an idiot here. What? For what? For what reason? Like, I don't know. So, I mean, I think you said what you would do if you were Rosa. I think that's the only thing you could do at this point. I think any wrestler would have done the same thing at that point because, like, clearly they were supposed to leave the ring. Like, that's like wrestling 101. The heels are supposed to bail when the babyface comes in with a weapon, you know. So everybody knows that. So I don't know what happened here. I don't know why, but obviously this makes AEW look like a mess because if you got, of all people, Penelope Ford, going into business for herself. That's insane. Like, who is that? Like, why would Penelope Cruz could go in business for herself if she wants to, but not Penelope Ford. That's for sure.
Yeah, and Megan Bayne is brand new. Like, why is she trying to make enemies?
What is she doing? Yeah, I don't understand what happened here. So, I mean, I hope. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, if I'm Thunder Rosa, I'm incensed. Like, I'm totally pissed off. But I don't know. Like,
well, look,
I don't know the situation. Like, why are they doing this? Like, why did they do this? I don't know.
I was gonna say the same thing as you, Vlad, where I would have nailed them in the head. But I'm crazy. That probably would have cost her job.
Cares?
Right.
Get fired, man. Obviously they don't value it. Let these 2 idiots do that to a legitimate wrestler here. I mean, I don't understand that. I mean, Megan Bayne looks great, but she's just like potential right now, just based on her look. But Penelope Ford is like the shit. Like, she should be allowed to. What has she been doing in this angle? And yeah, Thunder Rosa is a good wrestler, but she's been completely wasted in AEW for a while. And if she's smart, she would get the hell out of that company as fast as possible because this should be like a last straw type of deal.
I wouldn't say Penelope Ford is the shits. That's the first thing I'll disagree with you on. Secondly, I will say that a lot of people have been saying, how come Thunder Rosa is always the common denominator, and every time there's an issue between women drama in AEW with freaking
I know her and Britt Baker. But Britt Baker has
this.
But I actually think that's more Britt Baker's fault because Britt Baker has more heat than anyone with everyone. As far as every time there's an issue, it's actually mostly on Britt Baker. Here, this one, I don't even know what the issue is. Like, nobody's ever said that there's been issues with Thunder Rosa and whoever and the other women. I mean, that hasn't been mentioned. So I don't know what the issue stems from here, but maybe somebody could fill us in at some point on what the reason this happened. But yeah, I mean, yeah, there's been some stuff with Thunder Rosa, I guess, but I really don't blame her. I really believe if it's anybody's fault, it's the other women in that locker room. I do believe.
Well, all right. I haven't had any comments from Robert. Robert,
Please.
The floor is yours. You go ahead.
All right. That whole thing about, Thunder Rosa should have hit her anyways. Who cares if she gets fired or whatever? I don't know about that because
that's not professional.
Because who knows? Like, I don't know what her contract is like. Maybe she's making good money and wants to stay there.
Sure.
You don't know her situation, so it's really case by case basis. Maybe she doesn't want to get fired. Maybe she wants to stay for whatever her reasons are. Everybody has their reasons for staying or leaving. But yeah, this just looked really, really bad. This looks worse than a Nia Jax chair shot. At least those chair shots connected,
Well, she took
fine. She didn't have to, I was going to say, she didn't have to hit them in the head, fine, if you guys want to go down. But she could have at least given them, like, one of those mid-section shots or something.
Yeah, she could have nailed them in the arm or the back or something.
Yeah.
Fine.
Yeah,
maybe not with full force, but, like, something, like...
Yeah, like
instead of just stopping mid-swing.
So like a Nia Jax Where you kind of hit them, but you're not really hitting them, or type of deal, or something. Yes, but this was a disaster. This was really made AEW look really bad, and it makes you question like what is going on in that locker room that something like this could happen amongst people that are really not over. Like, I'm sorry, like Penelope Ford and the newcomer Megan Bayne. I mean, like, she's only been here like a couple weeks, and this really shouldn't be happening for these people.
They're taking a stand against Thunder Rosa.
But what for? Like, what did she do? I need more details. Like, for them to take a stand against a wrestler that I do believe actually has talent. She would have to. Is this like one of those? What's her name? TNA now that she's back. Blanchard. What's her first name?
Tessa Blanchard.
Is this one of those where she Thunder Rosa is a bully, or she's doing something in the back that nobody knows about? If there's something like that, then I'd like to hear about it. But for now, just based on what we do know, or what we don't know, this really is not Thunder Rosa's fault for sure.
All right. Well, let's see our reviews for this segment. We got Kahan always focusing in on the wrestling, right? I don't like talking the drama, the backstage drama. I want to focus on the wrestling. Yeah. I do reviews of wrestling segments and wrestling storylines, and for this, I guess this ruined the storyline on this day. For me and Vlad, 2 thumbs down. Robert, 1 thumbs down. -2 points for me and Vlad. -1 point off of Robert's review of AEW Dynamite. So, okay. I'm curious to see what happens. I'm curious to see if there's like a suspension or maybe a D-push. Is Megan Bayne going to get D-pushed, or are they going to make up? I don't know. Maybe in the end, Tony Khan will get them all together and they'll have a drink together and make up. I don't know. But
he could never do it when he definitely. First of all, I don't think so. He didn't even do it for his biggest star, and CM Punk. He's gonna do it for Thunder Rosa. No, I don't see that either. Especially not Tony Khan.
So what's the deal then? So Penelope and Megan Bayne get deactivated and shut down, suspended.
Yes, I would at least suspend them or fine them for this, but. Unless there was they have to be a real valid reason for this, that you would just do this on live television for no reason, because clearly they went off script. Like that, clearly that was not what was said to be done. So I don't know. Yes, I would fine them at the very least and suspend them.
All right, Vlad laying down the law, Bryan Danielson style. You should fire their ass. Fire their ass.
I mean, I haven't heard Cornette, but I know Cornette will say somebody should have. I already know Cornette's going to say that Penelope Ford should be fired. So for this, but yeah, I'll leave it at that. We don't really know what the hell is going on here. Like, why is this even happening? That was my first question. Like, why did this go on? Like,
Maybe this is great drama, man. This is going to bring in the viewers. All right, let's move along from this stuff.
I don't think so. But I think they were under 600,000 again this past Dynamite, so I don't think so.
Well, I'm going to watch, but I was going to watch anyways. But...
Yeah, exactly. This guy, you're watching Ring of Honor and TNA, so I think you're going to watch Dynamite. Yes,
hey, don't talk about TNA. TNA is 10 times the company you will ever be.
Okay. Sure.
Yes, Hangman. We know.
Hey, TNA sets me off the way if you talk about TNA.
I like TNA also. Oh wait, you're talking about the wrestling company. Oh.
Yeah. No, if I mention, and the only way Robert goes crazy is if I talk bad about NXT. Then he gets really crazy. That's actually his favorite company.
I'll have a mention of NXT in my honorable mentions, but for right now, let's go to our last topic for the day. Okay, let's finish the show off. We're doing our Mind Games review. It's our main events, double main event: The Undertaker and Goldust, and HBK and Mankind as the main events. So let me play the opening segment, the opening video package. Vlad, you remember that? Was it very dramatic? Opening video package.
Sure it was.
Hold on. Let me skip to the final storyline. Sorry, in our review post blog, if anyone wants to watch our review post. It's in the description. Everything is in the description. All our reviews of every wrestling angle from every show this week. And also this show, Mind Games. So Shawn Michaels is in the main event against Mankind, and The Undertaker is in a match against Goldust. They had a video package for both of those guys to open the show. So that was like their biggest, I think it was basically like the last hour of the show, right? The last half of the show was these two matches. I'm not going to play a lot of it, but I do want to play the opening video, and let's get your view on how cheesy dramatic this was.
Okay.
Behold the face of fear, the mind of madness. Behold the horror that may soon be champion.
I am afraid of what I might do, but I no longer have control of my mind.
Nice video effects.
This man can stop the insanity. Pray for
this man. Pray for him. Pray for Shawn Michaels.
In the theater of the mind, the stage can be treacherous. These performers are enigmas. One is ethereal, the other bizarre. One wears the mask of deception. He exposes the hidden fears imprisoned within his opponent. Battered egos are his plaything. But this man fears no one. He is the shadow of death. With the stench of betrayal still hanging in the air, the mastermind of its origin may be within his grasp. Tonight, one will bow when the final curtain falls. If the eyes are the window to the soul, what horrors are locked in the basement of this man's tortured mind? Is his sanity trapped in a maze of madness, or is he a willing soldier in the realm of darkness? In the light, there is hope. A champion whose body is virile, whose will is unmatched. In his usual battlefield, he has achieved the highest of honors. But when war begins in the psyche and sanity struggles with lunacy, which will survive? Can the champion continue to live his dream, or will he awaken in this man's nightmare?
Robert, you know when we started reviewing these old shows again, and you made the comment, sometimes when I look back at the shows that I thought fondly of when I was younger, they're not as good as I remember them.
Yeah.
That's the thought I got watching that video package. When I was a kid, that probably would have been like the most amazing dramatic thing. But looking at it now, it's so horrible and cheesy. It's not that good. But anyways, if
I don't know. I still liked it. What can I say? I guess I'm a cheesy motherfucker. What can I say?
You're a cheesy motherfucker. All right. Let me move on then. I'll start with the Undertaker Goldust match. I'm not gonna play a lot of the match, but let's see. Marlena come out with Goldust. Marlena. Let me pull up the TV. There it is. Let's see what we got here. Undertaker walk into the ring. Very dramatic. So this feud started. They were already having a feud, and then it spun off into Undertaker Mankind, and then they came back to this. So Undertaker's still trying to get back to fighting Mankind, but he's gonna beat Goldust first. Dustin Rhodes, Cody's brother. So this is a final curtain match. You guys know what that is?
Actually, no, I don't know what the hell that is. I don't think they really explained what the hell that is.
No,
Wasn't this just a regular? Isn't this just a regular match?
It was there was a rule stipulation. The final curtain match means that you can only win by pinfall. There's no submission.
Oh, Jesus. Okay.
I guess. Yeah, no one really has a submission move between these two guys, but
yeah,
whatever. I think this is a suplex from Dustin Rhodes. I don't know. The match looked fine. I don't really like Goldust as a character and his outfit, but I'm going to skip talking about that. I'll just skip to the booking. So Goldust tried to get like a dust, I guess. Marlena distracted The Undertaker.
Literally trying to get Goldust.
Goldust, yeah. So this is how he kind of got a chance in this match. So he threw some dust in Undertaker's face, and that's when he got the advantage for a while. But he did end up losing as he went to the top rope, and that led to a choke slam and then a tombstone, and Undertaker's your victor. If you want to watch this match, go to Peacock. Okay, I'm not going to play the whole thing. I'm just here to get reviews from Vlad and Robert as Goldust walked away dejected with Marlena, and the Undertaker does his thing, if you know what I mean, his Undertaker thing. But yeah, his poses. I don't know what he's posing to, but whatever. Okay, so the Undertaker versus Goldust. Thumbs up from Vlad and Robert. So both of you guys like this. I gave it a half thumbs up. It didn't really do much for me. I thought the work was fine. What do you want me to say? But it was predictable, I think. I think the Undertaker was obviously going to win. All right, so before I move on to Shawn Michaels and Mankind for the finale of this, let's get comments. I'll start with Vlad. So Vlad, thumbs up for the Undertaker Goldust match. Do you have any comments on this, possibly?
Yeah, I'm going to keep it really quick. It was a good work match, nothing special, but you know, I thought it was very solid, and it was also not very long, because I think the main event was going to go. They knew that they really had to focus in on this main event, which was going to be the best match of the night. It was a solid match, good work match, and that's why I give it a thumbs up.
Robert, also a thumbs up. So you like this?
I liked it. I don't really have anything else more to add from what Vlad just said.
All right, so well-worked match. What do you want me to say? Let's jump to HBK. So Shawn Michaels, there was a Mankind promo earlier in the night, which I'm going to skip over, and also Shawn Michaels promo. I'm also going to skip over this. Also, I'm going to jump to the match. I think I'm just going to play like the high spots, kind of.
Sure.
Oh, they did bring out a casket. Right?
The Druids came out.
The Druids came out. They brought out a casket. This is the Mind Games. That's why it's called WWF Mind Games, to try to psych people out. Here's Paul Bearer. This was a great shot. I took a snapshot of this one.
Yes, that really wasn't great.
Mankind was in the casket. Okay, so to start the match, he was in the casket. Later, someone else is in the casket.
Mm-hmm.
But here's Shawn Michaels coming out with Jose Lothario, who doesn't really do anything other than give him some words of encouragement on the way in. But lots of fanfare for Shawn Michaels. Pray for this man, as the video package said. Pray for him.
Yes, if he loses, pray for him.
I will say Mankind took a bump, like every bump, like his job was dependent on it. Here's him stabbing himself. I don't know. Yes, yeah. He's very cray. He's very cray. Very cray. This one he got.
Oh my God, that's I still can't believe that's a spot that people allow him to do. But it's a great looking spot. I will say that.
Yeah, that's a tough spot. That's him.
He's literally is choking himself. That's how he lost his ear in reality. If you followed him, Mick Foley's history. Yeah. But the fact that he still does that after he lost his ear is crazy.
He's nuts.
Yeah.
Yes, he gets thrown through the middle rope, and then he has like a trick where he gets
his neck
gets caught between the top.
It's a great looking spot. I mean, it's a tremendous looking as a fan, but man, it's so dangerous.
Here's JR. JR took a bump. As Mankind get flung into the guardrail near JR, and JR falls on his ass.
I thought that was that JR? I thought it was one of the Mexican broadcasters. So
yeah, that's what too.
No, that looks like JR. Let me see. Let's put it in slow motion.
I don't think so.
The Mexicans are over here on this side.
No, because and that's the guy that fell on that side.
Oh, you're right. Okay, it's not JR. All right, fine. Still funny. Let me see. Is this the table spot?
Yeah.
Yes, that's them going through a table. Lots of crazy spots. Shawn Michaels actually cut a promo before the match that was interesting, with him saying that he was a little fearful of this match. But here's a super kick to Mankind, which he also takes a good bump off this one. He's really perfect at selling. Mankind is. He registers everything. But this was the end of the match, so Vader comes in, and then the ref has to ring the bell. So this great match, Vlad, that you loved gets ruined with a DQ finish, which I guess I'll get your thoughts on that afterwards. But Shawn Michaels knocks Vader out of the ring. This is post-match now. This is after birth. Paul Bearer nails HBK on the head, and that gives Sid comes out. So Sid and Vader, which also we've been watching all this. We haven't really seen anything about them two fighting, so that was random as fuck. But I do have a comment about that also. Afterward, because these two end up having a dark match to close the show. Yeah, like it wasn't on the pay-per-view, but after this match, they had a match, Sid versus Vader. And I'm like, did they book this in this match just so that they could have a dark match for the audience? I don't know. It didn't make sense to me. Other than the fact that Vader didn't like Shawn Michaels from the last pay-per-view, but that was so long ago. I don't know. Anyways, Vader interferes, causes the DQ. Mandible Claw. So post-match, Mankind continues with the attack, puts the Mandible Claw, and I think they go to put Shawn Michaels in the casket, and instead of it being empty, what's his name is in there? The Undertaker. So Funky seeing the Undertaker come in to help Shawn Michaels because
Paul Bear again was hilarious.
Yeah, Paul Bear. Oh my god. Yeah, so Paul Bearer shocked to see the Undertaker, and the Undertaker comes in and chases off Mankind. So that's the end of the show, and they're going to fight again. I think they're going to set up a Buried Alive match. They pause their feud for a minute, and they're going to get back to it now. So that's it. That's the end of the show. Shawn Michaels kind of, poses with the crowd. Mankind and Paul Bearer did cut a promo to end the show. Interesting that they went back there and followed them and let them cut a promo. But Shawn Michaels wins. There you go. DQ. Keeps the title. Thank God. And then he shows his ass to the audience.
Yeah, what the fuck was that, man?
I don't know why. I don't know why. But.
There's literally like freaking kids in the audience. Like, what the fuck? Okay.
Well, there's him shaking Vince's hand. But okay. Reviews. This was you guys were telling me about this match for weeks. This is going to be a great match. This is going to be a great match. So I was interested to see it. I had never seen it before. You guys had seen it before. So here's our reviews. Vlad, 2 thumbs up. Your comments said, oh, this is your comment. I fucking put this in the wrong place. My bad. I'll fix it later. But Vlad said that he loved the match. But he gave this 2 thumbs up, and he loved the match. So I guess the ending took away from you giving this a better rating.
I think so. As you mentioned some of the criticism, there was some weird things with it. Like, why was Vader out there? I mean, I know he had the thing with Shawn, but he has no connection with, or at least I don't think he has any connection. And what's up with Sid? Like, where did that come from? The stuff at the end didn't really make sense. I thought the Undertaker in the casket was obviously a cool thing. So anytime the Undertaker pops out of a casket, it's fantastic. I thought that was cool, but the match itself was great. The spots that specifically the high spots, but Mick Foley is such an underrated worker. I mean, everybody knows Shawn Michaels is one of the greatest wrestlers of all time in the ring, but Mick Foley, Mankind, is so good, man. It's just ridiculous how good he really is. Sometimes he doesn't get the credit that he deserves from a lot of people that probably either didn't watch a lot of this stuff or whatever, but I thought this was a phenomenal match. And yeah, I'll leave it at that.
All right, so the highest rating for this came from Robert at a loved it. Mm-hmm. So looking back on this, all these years later, you still think this was really good, huh?
Yeah. All right, well, there's a lot I can say about this, but I'll try to be brief because it's late.
Yeah. Whatever you want to say, Robert.
Yeah. This is fantastic work by both Shawn Michaels and Mick Foley. This is one of my favorite matches of Shawn Michaels' career. Actually, is this. If I were to try to explain why Shawn Michaels is one of the greatest of all time, this is one of the matches I would show people for sure. This is excellent work.
It really is.
Nice. All right. So there you go. That's WWF Mind Games. Thank you guys for reviewing this with me. I thought it was a good show. I thought there was a lot of interesting things on it. So the Cornette stuff to me was very good. And if anyone has any other comments they want to make about this show in general, looking back on it.
I didn't really think it was a great show, to be honest. I thought it was just okay. But the match at the end was really the show for me. It was the only really, if you asked me to watch the show again, I would probably say no. I don't want to, never again. But if you wanted me to rewatch this match, I would rewatch the match again because it's definitely really good. But no, so not a great show, but a good main event.
All right, Robert, closing thoughts from you. Professor Robert.
Same thing. The show is just okay, but the last match was amazing.
Yeah.
I like that it was kind of like an episode of a weekly show where there was a lot of promos, there was a lot of storylines. There was Cornette, getting his guys stolen away from him. That was a storyline that happened in the back. There was what was the other thing that happened? The Sunny stuff. There was the Stone Cold stuff. That was an in-ring segment.
The Razor.
Yeah. So to me, this was a cool show. This was a cool little episode. I like this. All right, honorable mentions for the week, and then we'll get you guys out of here. So, NXT and TNA crossing over. This was a trippy ass moment to me. I actually heard about this before I saw it, and then when I saw it,
sends us the text messages. We know
it was just as trippy when I saw it, dude. I know Robert saw it, but dude, this is going to be a great match. Moose is quite an athlete, man. I know you guys don't know him, but this is going to be a fantastic match.
I know him a little bit.
I'm looking forward to this. How about I'm also looking forward to this as a match. Like WWE are having some really good ideas for matches, as Braun Breaker and AJ Styles look like they're going to go at it for WrestleMania maybe or something like that. I don't know.
I think so.
There you go. Right?
Yeah, I know. Right. We agree with you. I mean, I agree with you that AJ Styles and Braun Breaker is a good match.
All right. How about Melo Don't Miz? I like that idea too. I think it's starting to grow on me. Robert, you gave it a good rating. I saw your rating.
It was good. I don't know if I want to continue seeing them together, but it was a good segment.
All right, and then we got Liv Morgan and Raquel. They're feuding with Bianca and Naomi. I kind of liked on SmackDown. I'm giving a shout out to Liv and Raquel beating their ass because they're not really addressing whether they attack Jade or not, but still the tag team titles are on the line. So I'm giving that a shout out. I thought that was a positive. And then the last thing I'm going to mention is Kevin Owens cutting a promo outside of Sami Zayn's house, looking through the window, putting his camera through the window, and we can see Sami Zayn with his kids. Like, this is creepy. Should Kevin Owens go to jail for this or not? What's going on?
He didn't technically break and enter. That is.
Are you allowed to do that?
Close.
Can I just go to someone's house and stand by their window and look in? I don't think that's
probably
legal.
Not.
Probably not. Yeah, because you're still on their private property, right? So I would think you can't just record from their window. But yeah, it was cool. Yeah, it was like the crowd reaction when he showed where he was. I thought was kind of pretty cool moment for him and for the segment. So yeah, I agree. That was cool.
All right, then. That's all I got. So if anyone doesn't have any other honorable mentions or something they want to mention from wrestling, it is late. I know. I've kept you guys. We try to do an hour and 15 minutes, but I'm at an hour and 45 minutes. I'm sorry, guys. But it was a fun show for me. Very interesting. I think these are historical videos we're watching, and we're going to get a lot of views, I think, on this. And this is very important that somebody review this wrestling and put it in its proper historical context. And for that, who better than Vlad, the wrestling expert, and Robert, the Frozen Angel. Please subscribe. Check out our YouTube post for all reviews of anything from American wrestling, all reviews of all storylines and all angles. And I want to thank my friends Vlad and Robert for being here. And that's all I got. We'll see you next week on the Malapert Smark Podcast.
Wrestling talk, come and stay. Malapert Smark, time to fly. Stories don't catch your eye. Talking champs till we die. With the Smarks always high. Hit the mat, crash and cheer. All the news you wanna hear. Belt and fame always near. With the crew, have no fear. Malapert Smart, time to fly. Stories don't catch your eye. Talking champs till we die. With the Smarks always high. always high.